and it has the one he uses. He does like 2 monitors and everything. It's like, oh my god, I'll set up for next week.
Okay.
I'll tell you, it's not that they've been running me ragged, it's just that seems like all the things that have been going on have been taking up the whole day, except for maybe an hour when I conk out.
Right.
Today's a little bit more relaxed.
Well, we've been talking in the last couple of meetings about having a Cure Cafe. And that's what we'll be talking about in this meeting. We usually start with a role play. Franny? Barb, I'll tell you what, Barb. I want you to play somebody who comes into the cafe, like a customer. And Franny, I want you to go to my notes. And this time ago, I want you to go on the note that says what to say at Cure Cafe.
Alright, just give me a minute.
See, you might want to run the whole outline with people at Cure Cafe. But actually, let's say somebody comes back like 10 times, like you get this person who comes back every day.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you could use just the beginning of the outline with them over and over again, and you would just ask different testing questions. You know, you give them things to test that are right for them. So, actually, Barb, I'll do it with you.
Okay. Oh, okay. I haven't even gotten to the notes yet.
And then maybe I'll have Franny do it, but first I'll do it. All right. So what can I get you today?
I'll have a double pumpkin latte.
A double pumpkin latte coming up. You know, you better have these while you can, because we're not going to have any pumpkins soon. So Halloween's over.
Yeah, it's a good flavor. I like those things. And I'll have a couple chocolate chip cookies too.
All right. Okay. Well, here's your cookies.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So test. Can I cure things?
Test?
Like you did yesterday. Let's just do what you did yesterday again today.
Oh, okay. Can I cure things? Yeah, I should have yes.
Okay. Now, have you been feeling different since what we did yesterday?
I had fun yesterday.
So there was a difference in your behavior.
Yeah, I just felt, stronger, lighter, more connected. Felt, it was good interaction we had.
Like all day? You mean till now?
Well, I didn't really think about it till now. I mean, but, what we did yesterday sort of affected how my day went. Yesterday. Till now.
Till now?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Test this question. I'm going to give you some things to test for, okay?
Okay.
Like, do I have any viruses in any of my bodies?
Do I have any viruses? I'm getting a little bit of a yes, yeah.
I'm removing all viruses.
Do that now. I'm removing all viruses.
Yeah, we actually remove them. See, when you get a signal, they're gone.
Okay. Got my signal.
Okay. We might come back to it, but I think I'll go on to bacteria. Do I have any bacteria in any of my bodies?
Bacteria. No.
So you get no on that one, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Fungus.
No.
Rot.
No.
Parasites.
I got a little bit of a yes on that one.
I'm now removing all parasites from all my bodies.
Oh, that's easy. All parasites from my bodies, okay. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, here's your pumpkin latte.
Thank you. Parasite free.
Well, if you had any, this would kill them. Now, you want a little shot of Jack Daniels in that? Just kidding.
I thought you were going to do that till afternoon. That sounds good.
How about an Irish coffee? Anyway, do you feel any different now than you did a few minutes ago?
My solar plexus seems stronger.
Okay.
More powerful.
Let me show you something on my smartphone here.
Okay.
This is the hub of the Web College. Now right here up on the upper right where it says print out. Now see, you and me, I mean, I know you don't have a password yet, but if you ever get a password, you don't have to print these things out because we have smartphones. So we have these things with us all the time. So we don't need printouts anymore. I used to print all this shit out.
Oh yeah, less paper the better.
Well, yeah, because they change it all the time. So I'd be looking at the old version of it. You know, I'd be on the phone with Byard and he'd say, "Oh, you have the old version." So, okay, this is the list right here that I was working from.
Oh, I see.
Now, if you notice, I was doing these. These are the microbial pathologies. Now, the ones that you need to start working on, the ones you need to get into, are these. These are the held pathologies. And these other ones too, these are the non-removable pathologies. Now, wait a minute, here they are. Pathologies. Now, I just want you to notice something. You see this one, conditions?
Yeah.
I already tested that you have these. Everybody has them. At least when they start. Now, I'm going to click on this, and you notice it's a link, and it goes to a page, and it's this enormous directory of lessons. And here are the lessons on conditions. And there's one particular lesson in here, I'll show you. See, the condition, you notice this abundance and the lack thereof? All these people who were trying to attract money.
Yes.
Well, the reason The Secret doesn't work for them is because they have these conditions.
Okay.
And also you can you can diagnose your condition. See here it says standard condition over symptoms. And you can diagnose your conditions with this. Now, there's one thing here. It says how to cure conditions, right? It's a lesson in how to cure conditions. Now look at the size of this lesson. That's because conditions are very, very complicated. Like this thing would print out at like 5 pages. You know, it looks like a page from the New York Times. Anyway, so that is like, just test right now, is this a good time for me to start curing my conditions?
Well, I kind of started when you mentioned it, but yeah, I guess.
Alright, so
Does that mean like I read that whole 6 pages or something?
not only do you have to read it, you have to read it over and over. It's a page of instructions.
Oh.
Like you have to follow the instructions. It means you have to keep looking them up and repeating them.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Oh, it's huge. Well, what kind of life do you want to have? That's the question. If you don't want to do the work, you could stick with what you got. Are you totally satisfied with your life? Everything's fine? You're completely happy?
That makes it better.
Making all the money you want? Your
Don't
relationship?
give me that speech. I've done a million courses. No, there's always more to go.
All right. So you want to cure these things. Now, just do this. I'm now removing all conditions from all my bodies.
You got the life you want sitting in a coffee shop?
I am exactly where I want to be. That's right.
Okay. All right, what was your question?
My question is, I am now removing all conditions from all my bodies.
That's all I have to do? Okay. I'm removing all conditions from all my bodies.
Tell me when you get a signal.
I have done that.
Now, do you feel better?
Yeah.
Now, you have not cured your conditions, and that's not all you have to do, but you do feel better, right?
I feel better, yes.
So it's worth doing that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So a lot of these things are not like the final cure, but they're something you can do right now and feel better.
Okay.
And that's what we're trying to do. We want to feel good, yeah?
Feeling good is good. I like feeling good.
Now, just so you know, like you were asking me if this is the life I want, sitting in a coffee shop, I think I'd like to answer your question, actually, in a little more detail.
Okay.
When you do a lot of this, you become very much in the present moment.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're in the present moment, you can be anywhere and be happy. Are you texting?
Me? No.
What are you doing?
I really don't.
You what?
No, I was just looking at something here.
Also, I went running on a mountain this morning, so I don't just sit in the coffee shop. But the fact is, also, all my life, my parents owned a restaurant. And all my life, I've always loved going to coffee shops and kibitzing with the people in them.
Uh-huh.
Pop. Share with us what you're looking at on the...
I was just looking at this picture I put up there of myself. And the funny comments.
A selfie.
I'm sorry. Somebody, every just caught me by surprise. It's an old picture too, not old, but it was from it was. It's funny.
Yes, for role play part, it was really scintillating.
Yeah.
So I heard a beep on my machine. I couldn't figure out what it was. I know I'm exhausted. I'm sorry, but no, I got that except for the part where the guy. I was telling the guy across the counter that he didn't have the life that he wanted. But now that I tested, I guess when I'm in the coffee shop, I do have the life going. But I could certainly make more money too and have more. So maybe I should tell the guy that I'm in my conditions too a little bit.
You could. But what? Why do you need to distract yourself during the role play?
I don't know, I heard a distraction. I thought it was Ann or somebody sending me a message. It was like a beep.
Oh.
Mentor.
So you mean you went to check it?
Yeah, I went to check it and it was Georgina on that picture. I apologize. I'm going to do it again.
Well, do you feel like, but I'm actually trying to help you. Just tell me, do you feel like there are things that are like pulling on you?
Yeah, I could feel, I mean, I was watching a movie yesterday and I couldn't believe how much I was fidgeting and making weird movements with my face and stuff, and I don't know, like I'm hungry, I'm tired, I feel a little distracted.
Were you up late
I haven't
last night?
exercised. No, not really. Not really. I went to bed early.
What time did you go to bed?
About 10, 9:30, 10.
Do you think maybe you're not getting the nutrients you need from your food?
Possibly. I didn't have much of a dinner. I mean, there's like all sorts of things. I'm like doing a million things. I'm living in a totally unfinished, I mean, if I turn the camera around, you would be amazed at what you would see. Unfinished basement. I don't have a kitchen really. I'm eating like almost all raw foods or just whatever I can throw together. And yeah, I'm probably not getting all the nutrients I need.
Isn't there a kitchen at the cookie shop?
Kind of. There's an oven. There's a microwave. There's a toaster oven. There's not really a full kitchen. There's a sink.
Can you cook a steak in the toaster oven?
Yeah, and I do. I mean, that's what I eat, like a hunk of red meat, or like the other day I made eggs in the toaster oven. It's not like a full meal. And it's not relaxing necessarily.
Maybe. Why do
And
you
I went
say?
to the hot tub, so they like to take a shower last night. So that's like a hassle. You have to I had to drive, 5 miles to get a really nice spa shower and everything.
So there's no shower in this place where you live?
Not really, no. It's not completed yet, and the people are upstairs where the bathrooms are completed.
So you can't go upstairs and use the bathroom?
No. Not until Monday.
Turn the camera around so we can see your unfinished basement. Now you got me curious.
No. Take you for a tour.
Yeah. Let us have a peek.
Okay, I'm in the basement. Here's the front of the house is right here, behind this window. See this car? Okay. I don't want to show you too much of my mess, but this is, a bed. Can you see?
Yeah.
Bed. There's a bathroom back there. There's me in the mirror. There's you.
But there's no shower.
Yeah, well, it's not completed yet. Like I need someone to help me plaster and paint and put up the, there's no shower thing yet. And then there's a nice bed. Religious things, so I don't get There's a big, open room here. Here's the original finger testing. And here's more windows. So it's not like totally, I'm not totally underground, I'm halfway underground.
Yeah.
There's my mother.
It looks dark. Oh, there.
What?
I couldn't see her face because of the reflection. Yeah, that's better. Aww, such a sweet baby.
It's my baby picture.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's my kid. Here's my family. That's my family picture.
Ah. 12 of them, huh? 12?
Here's my kitchen. Here's my refrigerator that Robbie brought me. It opens backwards.
Oh, you could change that.
Yeah, I know, that's what Anna said.
Yeah.
And this is, it's funky.
It is
But
fun.
anyway, it's old. It's like a 100-year-old house. And
It looks
here's
like
my,
it would
here's
be
my
fun.
mushrooms. That's it. There's
And where is this?
And it goes on and on and on. See, it's a huge house. Look at that's going to be another.
Wow.
I know. Look at this. Could be my office, but I fixed it, or a second bedroom. But see, you got a plastic.
Why don't you get one of those TV shows to come in and fix it, you know? And
I know. That's what I want. I could have that for the business too. That show, The Shark. The Shark would come in there and buy it.
oh,
And there's Jill's movie poster.
yeah, there's Jill, right?
There's my family again.
So, oh my gosh, they've grown.
There's my dog.
They seem to be lit and light. So, where is this house, and how did you get this?
It's in the older part of Albuquerque,
Uh huh.
and it's like one of those, everybody does those courses about how to buy foreclosed homes.
Yeah.
That's what she did. Yeah.
Is it far from the cafe?
Take a garage and make another 2 apartments. That could be 2 more apartments back there. If I had an army of people that has an upstairs, I could take you in.
A pure army. You could have assistants living in your house.
Yeah, no, totally. I could have. Yeah, I know. Actually, a couple people offered to live here for free. I don't know if these people are up here. I show you the upstairs. But it has another upstairs. Hello? Oh, hey. Anyway, I'll be back later. Anyway, there's a upstairs. I'm going to go down to a couple renting it. So there you go. See? It's big. It has a big, workroom back here, but I think my signal goes out. I'll try it. This could be a whole nother kitchen. This could be a whole other bathroom. This is like the guy that's been doing the work for us. Works, This is like a garage.
I'm sorry, but there could be a very weird movie filmed there.
I walked her. I already de-spooked it.
You did it? Okay.
I did a clearing. In Santa Fe, they charge $5,000 for house clearing.
Oh my God.
I did it myself. Yeah, these people come in and bust your ghost for you, but I did it myself. Do it myself. Whenever I housed it, I bust the ghost.
You could teach a course on that.
I know, totally. That's what Christy said. I know we met these people that charge $5,000 to do it. So there you go. And there's my lunch and dinner. Okay. But yeah, I slept last night, but I haven't been getting all that off sleep sometimes.
Why not?
I don't know, because I stay up late sometimes.
What do you do?
Just, I don't know. I'm Unix, I guess. I just, I don't know. I guess I try to make myself have a good time at the expense of my immune system.
Do you go out?
No, not really. I don't go out that much.
Do you just stay up late at your
When
house?
I'm here, I just stay here. When I was in Santa Fe, I hung out with Jordina and Michael, but we stayed in too. I don't really go out that much. When I get home here, I just stay home.
When you stay up
Do my
late,
laundry.
is it because you use drugs?
Sometimes.
When it's not drugs, why would you stay up late?
When it's not drugs, I go to sleep.
Oh, so you mean when you stay up late, you're always using drugs, or else you go to sleep early and you fall asleep?
I just go to sleep, yeah. I usually go to sleep pretty early when it gets dark, and it gets dark early.
I have some kind of interesting thing to share with you, Barb.
Mm-hmm.
I have beer.
Mm-hmm.
I've started having beer again in the evening,
Yeah, you told me.
and I found that it helps with a lot of things that I I realized why I didn't like it, but I never realized what it was doing for me.
Mm-hmm.
And after I stopped it, I started having all kinds of problems because
No, that's what happens.
the beer was doing these things. So that's where I got hemorrhoids and a whole bunch of other things. So what I've been doing is having beer, but more on moderation. And I've noticed that when I have beer, if I don't take any magnesium later on, like let's say at 10 or 11 o'clock I have to take magnesium, if I don't do that, there's something that's happening from the beer. You think like you drink beer and you go to sleep, but it makes me stay awake because it's probably using up some nutrients that cause me to stay awake. And without them, like one of them is magnesium probably, and so it's sort of like acting like drugs can act too. Like
Yeah, well, you don't realize what it's doing until you stop.
I think that maybe when you use drugs, you may be depleting your minerals.
Yes, I think it's true. And since I don't really have a very full spectrum diet right now, it's probably hard to replace them. Need my chocolate.
Because the food that I ate had a lot of magnesium in it. Like I had all these things are high in magnesium. I had millet, I had sunflower seeds. I had this gravy I made that's full of all these high magnesium things, like mushrooms are high in magnesium.
Yeah, I had those last night.
And shiitake are the best ones for magnesium, by the way. And it didn't make any difference. Like I still felt restless without, like the beer depleted my magnesium. So, with that as our preface, let me move from. And thanks for showing us your place, by the way. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. At least it's big. I can walk around more than 12 steps.
That's right. Now,
It's more than the 12-step program.
Yeah, I remember my old apartment. I would take 5 steps and hit the wall.
5-step
You
program.
also have more to clean.
more what, Ross?
To clean.
What?
More to clean and more room.
Yeah. The thing about being wrecked up, though, is you can keep it kind of messy. That's the thing about a floor that is put runs in.
Franny, your phone is feeding back into the conversation for some reason.
Oh, well, when I went to the outline, I didn't put it on mute.
You had maybe on speaker or something. Yeah. Sorry, I got his phone ringing in the background here.
Well, what have we learned about operating a Cure Cafe from, like, talking with Barb just now?
You have to have a good
Don't
instructions.
bore the customer with a long time.
Don't talk about pathologies over coffee. But parasites.
Well, I would
They have a lot of-
see what's going on with the customer and maybe try to make it appropriate. Since this person has come back a couple times.
I think it has to be short and sweet and in depth and leave them wanting, because if you just ramble on, it's kind of like I couldn't even follow it after a while.
Yeah, I guess what are we asking people to do? Like in the old days, it was pretty easy. We had a certain demand we were trying to get to.
Well, I think it's the dynamic has to be there. And if the customer is not really interacting much, then either that is addressed or it ends. And it has to kind of be alive.
Yeah.
But the customer came back, so must have been something there that she came back for.
Coffee.
Coffee. Well, I bet
Maybe.
and there's always
Maybe not.
plus, coffee plus, because why do you go into a place not just for coffee, right? You go into Dunkin' Donuts all the
Well,
time.
that's true. I had some kids come in yesterday. They definitely come in for, they were all sad because they heard it was closing. They said, "You're not leaving, are you?" And,
So
would
it's
wait.
announced that it's
I would
closed?
wait.
well, yeah, somebody's like picked up the rumor that it was for sale. And they thought it was going to be sold right away. But,
I would
Does it
wait
say
for the
anything about-
customer to ask questions.
uh-huh.
I wouldn't start just like that, you know.
No, well, that's what I did too, but sometimes they don't ask, but you can tell they're sort of wanting you to ask more. I know what you mean. I did that for a while, Ross, too, but they don't really ask. Rarely.
Do they need to be encouraged?
Yeah, I mean,
Somehow.
you could say something like, "Do you have anything you want to cure today?" Like, and they could, like, what are you talking
That
about?
would be a good idea.
Mm-hmm. How to do that. I don't always think about it in the moment. Or some people will just say, "What does the sign mean?" But most people don't ask anything.
Yeah?
What percentage of the people who come in would you say ask about it?
Well, right now the sign's not up, but the bumper stickers are all over. But like less than 1% probably ask, or maybe 1%. I guess
You mean 1 in 100?
1 in 100, 1 in 50. Let's say 2%. Is that 2%?
Right here.
Yeah.
Has anyone come back specifically to find
But
out?
they know something's
out?
going on. Like sometimes people will go to the website, but I don't know they are because they're seeing the bumper sticker all over. Like one girl said, "Hey, I'm on your website right now," and then I went over and I showed her the hub and stuff. But I was working, and the TED Talk people were in town yesterday, and a bunch of people were going over to the TED Talks, and they were there. They didn't really ask about anything.
That's very strange.
TED Talks or people?
There are people not asking for anything, because
yeah.
if I saw a sign like this, I would be curious.
Yeah, I know. People are funny. They are funny.
Well,
What if they saw you testing in a corner when you are not busy at the counter?
I don't know. I don't do that. Byron was saying not to do stuff around the counter, but
yeah, see, Ross, the thing is that they're likely to get curious if you're testing at the counter standing next to them. So that's the way you do it, you know. And also, one thing we've learned is that having a sign up outside is not as effective as actually naming the place Cure Cafe and having a lot of signs up inside.
yeah, it's kind of low key because right now, like I noticed when I was gone, I took the signs down, or the blue down, or whatever. There's no signs that say Cure Cafe right now at all. So it's not called Cure Cafe. That would be a good name for the shop.
Yeah, but I mean, don't they wonder why the name is Cure Cafe?
Yeah, but like I said, it's not really called Cure Cafe. It's called something else, but there's Cure Drive stickers.
That's not the
around.
name of the place. We had a little tiny sign up outside which is gone now, so it doesn't say Cure Cafe anywhere, Ross.
Ah, okay.
So they're not asking about it because we didn't tell them about it.
Right.
Mm.
I
We're
want
gonna agree
I
to
want
change
everybody
the
to go.
sign
Everybody go to my Facebook notes right now. And I want you to look at a Facebook note called Cure Cafe Strategy. By the way, Barb, this strategy is also based on something you dropped in passing as we were talking. When you said that it was like having the intensive every day. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, that's what this reminds me of right now. Like getting up so early and running around like this reminds me, and the primitive nature of this place reminds me of my
Yeah.
intensive.
Like a cat.
I was thinking about the intensive this morning because this is, or back when Chrissy and I used to have booths at the flea market, like getting up early, just getting ready. It's a lot like the intensive feeling in this particular place. Like a rustic, like Camp Natives.
Alrighty. So Cure Cafe strategy under Facebook notes.
I don't think I have the right one. I clicked on that, but I have outline your SMAC, standard methodologies applied consistently.
Yeah,
That's not it.
that's
There's a-
not it.
Yeah,
On the
it's
notes.
strange because I clicked on the other one. Okay, let me do it again.
Cure Cafe strategy. One of the things that the strategy is to get people to bring friends to the cafe. Right, Barb? Can you see it? You got it?
It's on your wall?
No.
Notes. Buyer's notes on Facebook.
To create repeat business and word of mouth, right?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Franny, do you see it?
Yeah, I see the strategy points, if you're talking about that.
Cure Cafe strategy.
It's hard for me to switch this to mute and go back and forth between the two things, so
Right.
it'll take a second.
I could call you on another phone so you could have that also.
Well, I don't know what other phone the numbers are, I mean, I don't want to type the business line. I forgot what the other numbers were, so.
All right, so what it says here, Ross, can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Third one down. It says, do all your interacting at the counter in front of incoming customers. You see that?
No, where is it at the end of the first paragraph?
Under the strategy points,
Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
third.
I was
that-
at the strategy points.
Mhm.
It stops at the strategy points. I have the strategy points starting with, we don't have customers, we have guests.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay, and then it goes as far as when someone discovers herself to be floundering with her curing, and it's the end of it. I don't have anything else.
That's it. This is
Okay.
strategy on. So, actually, the third button down, the third strategy point, do all your interacting at the
Okay,
counter
excuse me.
in front of incoming customers.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
See that? Okay.
Okay.
So that is how we do it.
Okay.
These are the points. Barb, can you see this instigate
Are you
interact?
on what to say or for strategy?
No, I'm on Cure Cafe strategy.
Okay, I got it. We don't have customers, we have guests. Yeah, I got it all.
All right.
Yeah, so this kind of stuff help her find what's troubling her. I kind of do that naturally.
That's right. I got this
That's
from
what,
what.
that's what got me the idea of being, because it's kind of like being a bartender. So it's kind of got me the idea of having it be a Cure Cafe.
Well, this is number one. It's one reason that I feel like you deserve a partnership
Yeah.
in this. And if we have one, like Franny, Greg, and I have already said that we all feel like you should be a partner. And
Why do you?
Ah,
What'd you say?
I said, mighty white of you.
Oh, right.
Just kidding. That's cool. You're gonna have one down there in Florida, you mean?
Or wherever.
Should buy this one. It's on sale for cheap. I could really make a good sign.
Yeah, well, we would rename the place and so on. And, you know, I'm talking to Anna about that and or being a partner.
Yeah, maybe we could just make a deal and pay it gradually.
What do you think she thinks about that, Barb?
I think she would create financing. Is that what you mean? Or about being a cure cafe?
No, about being a partner with Anna.
Me? Oh, us?
Yeah.
Well, she called me yesterday from California, pretty excited, and asking me, telling me if she wanted to be my partner. I didn't know what she was talking about, but I really said yeah.
When was that? Just recently?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, okay.
She had some idea about something.
She told me she was in Arizona.
I don't know where she is. But we work well together, and we've done a lot together. We took this place to the point where it's being rented for a lot of money upstairs, and the shop does all right on a good day.
So your lease includes the upstairs?
Well, I'm just here, my agreement is just
For your
board, but this building here that I'm in, I helped her fix it up a little bit,
I'm sorry, I thought you meant the Cure Cafe. I don't know.
No, the Cure Cafe was just kind of like a defunct regular cafe that was and we just got, pulled everything out and cleaned it up and redid it as cookies.
Did you have any help were you any help in redoing it?
Yeah, that's why I feel like
you built it, you moved
put everything I had into it. I mean, it's one of the reasons I'm so exhausted. Yeah, I did everything that I do, a lot of things I do people don't see.
Sure.
But it made it like a nice place that people walk in and they go, oh wow, this is great. And this is exactly where I need to be today, that's what people say. Now, this is what I was looking for, that kind of place.
That's important.
I
And
know.
also the atmosphere.
Mhm.
With two people curing, the atmosphere is obviously very good.
Yeah. Sometimes my energy is not great, but yeah, it's really good. And then she puts all the little touches, and she's a really good baker. And she knows the restaurant business, and she has money to spend. Like, she buys a lot of stuff for the shop to make it look. We use a lot of what we already had, but I just recycled everything. The question often is like, should we serve food or not? People still ask for food occasionally, or soup.
Oh.
People get the idea. Like, I have another friend who wants to do it with me, but she wants to serve food there. Yeah, Anna doesn't want to go in.
But can you serve food if you want? Because, for example, in Italy, you need a specific license.
Yeah, we have the license already.
Oh, okay.
We have the equipment if we want to put it back in there.
Great.
But right now, I took it out. Except for the oven. So, that is the business. It has an espresso machine, and that's like, you can have a whole business around. And a cappuccino machine.
You can have the whole business around the espresso machine?
Yeah, I mean, the espresso guys, like, I know women who put an espresso machine in the back of their pickup truck and make, $2,400 a month. Just making coffees.
I hear you.
Mm-hmm. They don't pay any rent at all. You just have a little cart, like a thing. You drive around to events and places.
There was a truck. Well, there are lots of like food trucks in cities.
Yeah. That's big right now.
There was one with gourmet coffee. It used to sit right outside the library.
Uh-huh.
The library used to have a cafe, the Oak Park Library,
Yeah.
and they had like 2 or 3 different iterations of it, and they all went by and by.
Mm.
And I don't know what happened to that truck, but they don't come around. But anyway, yeah, coffee.
There's some really successful bakeries.
Okay, listen to me carefully, everybody.
For sure.
Reload the page of this Facebook note. And let's see.
Let's see what the difference is. It shifted. What got added?
See if you can tell, Greg.
Well, I didn't know it well enough. Let's see. Freely show lessons and other items. Was that there before? Test that. Job homework. That was there. Don't give out your password. That was there.
I'm trying to reboot it myself because I saved it without
Uh-huh.
Okay, it's now numbered. Okay.
Wow.
Oh, yes. Good. Much, much better.
Okay, look at number 12. Okay, Barb, look at number 12. Can you see it?
So if that person that Barb that we did in the role play there comes back, there's place to pick up. What did you learn? Where are you now? Oh, I didn't do it. Oh, is that a symptom?
Barb, read number 12 out loud.
Leave people with recommendations, assignments to do between visits, such as lessons, movies, activities to do, steps to take. Give homework. Always. Every time.
Okay. So, would you say that happened in the role play we did?
Yeah.
Like, sort of, right?
Could have been more, yeah, maybe I got distracted, but it could be, that's, I think that has to be more precise. So it's more so the person can.
Look at number 15.
Number 15. Okay. When someone discovers herself to be floundering with this, with her curing between visits at the Cure Cafe, suggest that she signs up for at least one assisting tour each week. Opening commitment is 3 months. Oh, there you go. That's good.
See, the idea of this Cure Cafe thing is to do what we did with our seminars, which is to amass a large army of assistants, some of whom, like Barb, remember the people that bought practitionerships?
Yes, I do.
Well, now it's franchises.
Okay.
The idea is that the person opens their own Cure Cafe on Fifth Avenue in New York City.
No, that's a good idea.
See,
That would be
maybe I need to add some things to this outline. That's what I'm thinking.
Excuse me, what is one assisting tour?
An assisting tour is where the person comes in and assists for like 3 hours or so.
Ah, okay, thank you.
And they do it every week. See, one thing I was thinking was, Rosella, I don't know if there's anything still holding you in Italy, but maybe we could just get you a green card and fly you over.
Yeah.
And you could
Yeah,
work.
Rosella working at the cafe making a cappuccino.
Yeah, we could move you to Albuquerque. You know that empty room Barb just showed you
That could be your room.
with a coat of plaster and some paint and stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a spa bathroom back there. You'll be very comfortable.
And
Yes, but I have people here, you know.
And then you could have your Italian lessons. Seriously.
Out in the backyard.
instead of teaching English, you could teach Italian.
Teach Italian, and you could have Italian courses on doing, you know.
Well, see,
Who would come to an Italian course?
Oh, this is a very academic town. You get people to come.
Yeah?
Sure.
well, see, this is a little more silly. I was just kidding about flying you over. Okay, you knew that, right? Can you,
Yes, of course.
Ross? Can you tell when I'm joking?
Excuse me?
Can you tell when I'm joking?
You're always joking. No, I'm
All right.
kidding. Yes,
So now, so you
I
can
can
tell.
tell when you're joking.
All right. Very good. All right. But one in a more serious vein, we don't actually have to fly you over because Barb can set up a computer on the counter in the cookie shop, and
Lovely.
and you can hook up. See, she opens the place. Let's say, like, if we Barb, I wanted to tell you, like, if we could turn that place into a Cure Cafe, we would have Cure Cafe hours, and the Cure Cafe hours would be 10 to 2, and then 7 to 10 at night.
Great idea.
Okay.
And so you'd have a big ass break in the afternoon. And you would also be telling people to come in the evening. But another part of this would be that as you got assistants, of course they'd start by working with you when you were there, but at some point, Barb, if you remember, we had our telephone answered by a human being from 10 in the morning till 10 at night, 7 days a week. Remember that? And
You mean the hotline?
and that was they were all unpaid assistants. All those people were unpaid assistants, right?
Yes, they were.
So
They loved being there.
and you can have that in the cafe. So the cafe ends up being open from probably 7 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, every day except Sunday. And I think Sunday it should close at at 6. But still, you get the idea
Yeah.
that what you're trying to do is create a large assisting team, and some of those people then end up moving to San Francisco and starting a Cure Cafe, and moving to San Diego and starting a Cure Cafe, and moving to Miami Beach, South Beach, and starting a Cure Cafe, and so on, right?
Yeah, cool.
Something like Starbucks.
Yeah, that was our original idea. Be
What?
like stuff, franchise.
Your original
That's a
idea
very
with
good
Anna, you
idea.
mean? Your original idea with Anna?
Well, we didn't talk about the Cure Cafe, but we thought about, making it be something that was duplicatable and franchisable, and, we could go everywhere with it, like Starbucks.
Cure Cafe, if you look at this strategy, you can definitely do that anywhere, right?
Yeah, that would make it even more special,
It's duplicatable.
Yeah. But it requires some special skill, like not anybody can do it, so they'd have to be part of this. It's like not anybody can make a Starbucks either.
Well, if you assist, if somebody assists for even a few months, they'd probably be able to do it. Or do you disagree with that?
If the Cure Cafe was what?
I said if a person was an assistant, like suppose somebody wants to have a franchise, so what they do is they come into your Cure Cafe
Yeah, train kind of. For just
every
experience.
day for 7 days a week for 2 months. They'd probably be ready to open a franchise, don't you think?
Yeah, they could train like that, sure.
Plus they're paying for the franchise, plus they have to prove they have the money in escrow to actually open the unit.
Cool.
Yeah, so if the franchise, let's say it's $50,000, they have to prove that they have another 50 to go open the unit somewhere.
Yes.
And this could tip in Munich.
Mm-hmm. I know, it's less intimidating to walk in and get a cookie and a coffee and then discuss it than to say, have them come to a meeting or call us and have a session or something.
It's a very nice and informal way to cure.
Yes. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Bless you too.
Plus, you see, a Cure Cafe doesn't only sell cookies. A Cure Cafe can put on an event every 6 weeks on Sunday morning from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock or 9 o'clock to 2 o'clock and charge $300 for it. And if you get 10 people, that's another $3,000.
Exactly.
And
Sure.
And your assistants are all candidates. So if you have 20 assistants, you will for sure have 10 of them in your event. And also, the peripherals are that all the assistants will for sure get passwords, 50% of the donation of which goes to the cafe.
Right.
And also, for sure, some of those people may ask for other services and so on. So, I mean, for that matter, you can rent the cafe out for weddings.
Bar mitzvahs, funerals. Yeah.
One thing leads
It's
to
all great, it's
another.
all good ideas.
Can you see a big casket on the counter for a funeral, Barb?
I had some people in this morning that were there for a funeral.
Have you seen the movie Funeral Party?
Yeah. That's funny.
I haven't seen the movie Funeral Party, but I saw Death at a Funeral.
I saw Weekend with Bernie. That was funny.
The movie is wonderful, really hilarious.
2 weddings and a funeral.
Well, I'm gonna get Funeral Party. That's the name of it, Funeral Party.
Yes.
Funny in an Italian way. Were there a bunch of people there, and they were sort of. One couple was from Los Angeles, and one couple was from Scottsdale or something, and they were really well dressed and looked good, but they were slightly somber, but they were still in a good mood. And then the other 3 of them went outside, and the one guy stayed in to pay. And I said, "What are you all in town for?" And he said, "Oh, we only get together for funerals. So somebody died in our family."
Too funny.
I know. Kind of like tolerating each other. I guess they didn't like each other that much. I think it was 2 brothers and their wives. Yeah. Well, in the summer we have a lot of weddings here too.
Hey, Franny, have you looked at this Cure Cafe strategy yet?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
You mean in general or the strategy list?
This strategy and in general.
Let me go back to the Facebook thing.
Greg, what about you? Have you looked at it?
Don't worry, Fran. We're going to give you 20%. We'll even give you something towards all that back pay we never paid you. You'll be fine. Okay. We're going to take care of you.
Your question was about Cure Cafe strategy?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's good, and so so what's there is good, and then I say, okay, what more does that bring about with that as a basis? What else do we see? And I'm encouraged by this. I get encouraged when I see something that can move forward and develop, and where the detrimental aspects, the negative aspects, sort of work out. But we have experience with assistance. We have experience with talking to people. We have a certain amount of experience with managing businesses, and are able to cook. It helps to have. So, but the strategies, I think it's great. So.
Yeah, we can make some of that really good food from our courses. I could use a parsley dill salad right now. Great. We had the best food, Ross.
We did.
Full spectrum diet. Those were great. I could do
Right.
that.
And when we do sushi, it's not just a few pieces. You
That's
get
right.
like,
Cookie sheets full.
oh my gosh.
That was crazy.
You know, Barb, to tell you the truth though, on the raw foods things,
Yeah, I know.
I didn't do very well on. I used to have those for lunch when I was at the intensive,
Yeah.
like day after day, because it was there, and I figured, well, as long as it's here, I might as well have it. And I just did not feel good afterwards.
I didn't do well in it either, but some of those things, like, you can't get any, like the minerals that are probably in things like dulse and
Oh, sure.
stuff we ate, wow.
I mean, it's nice as a side dish, but not as a meal.
As a side dish, The best I felt was in Florida when we were eating that. We had a good diet down there, just on that sugar loaf.
And you know, that's right, after a while, like even at the intensive and everything, like we stopped with the raw foods. We started just doing sirloin steak, you know, cooking a salmon, you know.
Kale. Okay, we had kale and char.
Yeah, we had steamed vegetables. That's right. You know,
That was good.
I think that's better. I think that's
Yeah.
much better.
Me too. For us at least. I know a lot of people seem to get candida from that anyway. From
Either from what?
from all the raw foods we had and the bad combining.
Well, Susan
Susan had a bad taste.
she got really bad.
Could I ask? I just want to ask a question, okay?
Okay.
I want to brainstorm. You know how we used to do at our meetings where we'd throw a question out and people would just say various things and we'd write them down?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, what I want to ask is, under what circumstances, you saw the role play between Barb and me. Under what circumstances would you invite somebody to be an assistant? Like, what would they say that would trigger you
They
saying,
already cured something, and if they express some interest in learning more, like with self-starters, they're self-starters, or they want to learn to help others,
okay,
or they actually ask how to get a membership to the website.
I think people who hang around a lot.
Yeah, there's some that hang around a lot right now.
I think it should be a person committed to curing and willing to share.
Yeah, but they have to say something in particular that makes you know that they're that kind of person. So what would they say or do that would make you
You can, after a while, you can understand what type of person you are facing.
Mhm.
From what he says, or how this person acts.
Yeah.
If you talk to a person, after a while, you understand the character, and if a person keeps coming to the cafe and keeps talking about what he cured and how he or she talked about curing to other people, you can understand, well, this
I haven't
is the
had
right
anybody
person.
Yeah. I haven't had anybody like that yet. That would be ideal.
Well, it's a bit too soon.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I think I look to a person who is more like us, that they're curing and they take the ball and run. Like when you talk to Ross, first talk to Ross, it wasn't like, okay, where she asks a lot of questions and what do I do now, and then she should just jump in and start curing it. And so I would look for the highest level person I could, and also their the potential to actually become that. Do they actually learn from everything you do and then start doing that and incorporating it so that they learn well and quickly and able to then right away. It's like on ER, the TV show about doctors. You see an operation once, you do it once, and you teach it once. That's what they do at a teaching hospital.
Wow.
Yeah.
Once? That's not very much.
You watch and then you do it. with supervision, and then you teach it. So but you're always doing that. You're always seeing the next thing and doing it. Oh, he did this. I'm going to do this, and then the doctor overlooking it, the one on Skype there, is going to say, well, how about this? You start doing that.
And also with curing, I think supervision is very important.
Yes.
At least in the beginning, you know,
Yes.
you can't throw a person there and see, okay, have someone curing things.
Yes, you have to be right with them. Well, okay. Well, see, that's to go back to. You know, I could see a lot of things I need to add to this Cure Cafe strategy from the conversation we're having here, and I will be doing that later today. So tomorrow, when you see this, it will have more things on it. It will be a transformed list, you know. But one of them is, you know, the circumstances under which you invite someone to be an assistant, and another one is another one is to designate positions for assistants to play, such as, you know, baker, cure coach, cashier, all assistants coach people in curing, but another one is supervisor.
Yep.
And another one of these is that the other members of the cure team, or you know, volunteers in other cure cafes, can connect with the Cure Cafe via Skype and participate in what's going on at the counter via Skype.
Great.
So that's what we were saying to you earlier, Ross, that, you know, you could be in Italy and at 4 o'clock in the afternoon you could get on, you know, Skype and stay on and just be watching and interacting for 3 hours, till 7. You could make your dinner and eat it while you're doing that. You know, you could just, you know, you could do plenty of things, you know, that you need to do while at the same time with one ear and one eye, keeping an eye on Cure Cafe. And then Greg could do what he does, like he's typing furiously away here, you know, during the meeting, but he could do that and supervise Cure Cafe. And for that matter, Barb, at some point, if this works out, your job will be, you may be in the Cure Cafe, but you'll be looking at another Cure Cafe through Skype.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, originally with Anna, what I got excited about was going around and opening up new stores and stuff. That kind of thing.
Well, you're never going to go anywhere because you're just going to do everything from Skype.
Good, I could stay home. That was my goal.
Yeah, you're going to have a beautiful house with a hot tub and a
spa
bathroom.
And I can do it, get a waterproof computer and do it from the hot tub.
I'm coming.
That's what I want.
I'm coming, baby. I'm there.
It's getting too cold here for an old lady like me.
You're gonna have a visitor very soon. Cannonball into the hot tub.
Hey, wait till all the dirty work is done, then you come.
That's right.
You're gonna have to have a password to get in.
Franny, do you have your opinion ready here?
Yeah. Prepare your opinion.
Can you render your opinion onto us now, Bono?
Great.
No. I mean, it all sounds like fun, but I don't see the practicality of it quite yet.
Yeah.
Practicality of what?
I see it practical. I see me sitting there washing dishes and sweeping floors till it happens.
For Franny, you mean the practicality of the Cure Cafe, or what?
Actually, getting it up to buy one and make one happen, because we don't really own this place right now.
Yeah, I mean, I you know, I don't see any nuts and bolts here yet.
You mean show me the money?
That's right, babe.
Tell me about it.
Well, give me an example of a nut or a bolt.
Okay, well, how, like, you're gonna have to find a place, you're gonna have to find a distributor for your food, you're gonna have to make sure you have all the right equipment, you're gonna have to find someone who knows how to make all this stuff, you're gonna have to have menus, like somebody who prints them. Oh, I have to get this.
Okay.
That person would be
Go
Ann.
ahead, you can talk later if you have to guess.
Franny,
Okay.
go ahead. Go ahead. Well, you know what? What I
Yeah.
realized about Franny, see, I started a watch band factory, and Franny has never actually opened a business of her own, so she really doesn't know what it looks like, and that's
Yeah.
probably what the problem is.
That's not that Anna knows how to do all this stuff she was saying. Any of us could probably do that.
Yeah.
I think Franny has the right idea, but I think that we already have there's some of that in operation, and I mean I think these are all good things to look at, and I think Byron and I we've been talking, and I think we've talked about a lot of these things.
Well, great. I think that basically the way you lean, and from just listening to you, you haven't actually said this literally, but you know, the kind of ads you were reading and so on, the thing that you're leaning towards is just finding a place that's set up and buying it.
I'm not necessarily leaning that way. No, you were talking about things, so you were talking about Craigslist, so I started looking around.
Yeah. Well,
I just
certainly,
read things that were there. I was
the things that you read me on Craigslist seemed preferable to me to my going to Sarasota and talking to rental agents and getting a bare room, and then talking to contractors and getting something built, and talking to restaurant supply houses, and and all this talking, you know, that I could be doing. Like it seemed more, easier to me to just get into a turnkey operation where, like you were talking about that place where they want to rent it for the afternoons and evenings, where all they serve is breakfast.
Yes.
And I was thinking how nice it would be to just be able to say, okay, hey, we'll do this there, and we want to rent it for $1,000 a month, and you just do the morning stuff, and we'll do the. How long could we do that for? And they'll tell us. And I think you should call that place after we get off and talk to them about it, or give me the. Why don't you text me their phone number and I'll call them.
Yeah. Each place is its own animal, and you have to see what its own exigencies.
I'll tell you what. Don't text it. Send me like you sent me the other ads. Send me that ad the way you sent the other ads.
Okay. Did I send them to your Facebook page? I think I put it on your Facebook page is what I did.
Yeah.
I took a link and put it on your Facebook page.
That was great. Just do that. That's terrific.
Yeah, but what I think Franny was saying was all the things that we are all thinking about, it really has to be based in real practicality.
Well, see, that's what I do. Like, that's how I started a watch band factory. That's why Stuart went into partnership with me. That's why he financed me, because he knew I could do that, because I started this other thing, and I bought like $30,000 worth of stuff from him for cash. And so in 1 year, he got like $30,000 in his pocket, and I was starting to look like a pretty good customer. And he was thinking, well, when he got this offer from Hilly Greenberg, he said, well, I bet Bayard, or Gavin as I was called then, could do this. So he said to me, you could, we'll put you in business. You can. These people come along, they'll put you in business. And I said, sure, I'll do it. And I did, and it was just bingo. Overnight, I did it. That's what I do. And as I say, that thing sounded good. Yeah, send me a Facebook link like you did the other things. That worked out very well. That was very smart of you, by the way. I wanted to thank you for sending me those links. I didn't ask for them, and you just sent them. And I was calling you to ask for them, and then I looked and I saw them. And so I realized, boy, we are on the same page about this.
Here's the 317 Aztec Cafe for sale.
Is that in Santa Fe?
In Santa Fe, popular cafe in a premium location that has had a 50,000 K plus facelift.
Wow.
It's just another county courthouse around the corner. Maybe Barb knows where that is.
Do you know the Aztec Cafe in Santa Fe, Barb?
Yeah, yes, that's my favorite place. That's the one that's for sale. That's
317 Aztec. That's for sale.
That's my original cafe that I discovered with Jamie Binstock, who's now in Italy. The guy that was in my movie. Yeah, it changed hands like 3 times, and now it's for sale again. That would be awesome.
FF and E, 53,000. Selling price 48,500.
Send me that one too.
Okay. I should send links to him. See if I can do this to him. Let's see. How do I do this?
So
Two women bought it.
So that's kind of interesting, isn't it? That
Already they bought it?
No, 2 women have it now, and they're selling it.
Okay.
it's kind of interesting that the what I'm looking at in Santa Fe. What I'm looking at in Sarasota looks like it's going to cost about $30,000, to do a cafe there, and for $50,000 you could just buy the one in Santa Fe.
Uh-huh.
It's
Santa
kind
Fe's got all the equipment. You have a lot of following there. That'd be fun. That was the other reason I got excited about this one, because when we first started, she was saying how we were going to do one in Santa Fe too, like real soon.
Boy, she sure changed her tune, didn't she? She got freaked out by reality, like when looking at that empty cafe, and going, "Oh my God!"
The Prescott. Yeah.
The last thing I want is another one. Instead of one empty cafe, I'll have 2 empty cafes.
Well, I gotta say that it is important that the food is utmost incredibly good, whatever it is. Because
Yes.
otherwise, people are not going to come there. They'll come and hang out, but they, like we're saying, you make the money from the food
Well, the coffee has to be
and
really
the coffee. The coffee has to be great. The cookies have to be good. You could have, if you have food, has to be just exactly right.
good. You have Byard be the cook.
Uh-oh.
That could be his job.
Forget it.
Forget it, right.
You have him in disguise back there.
He could have his special tea, and people could come in there and go, "God, you poisoned me! I've been shitting all day."
So we charge extra for that.
Yeah, that's a special antitoxin plant. 15 special herbs, spices.
Save them a trip to the doctor. A free colonic.
So I'm not sure how I have to do this.
There's a really successful cafe in Santa Fe now that does all like paleo, no gluten. There's 2 of them. They're doing well.
The prices that you're quoting at these cafes seems kind of cheap to me, and what are the other expenses? Like, it's kind of like Jerry fooled, what's her name up in Cape Cod, because he didn't give her all the facts. Like, he gave her part what the mortgage payment was, but he didn't say what the taxes were.
Oh, yeah.
All the other expenses were, So then she said it turned out to be twice as much you expected it to be.
You've got to have a business sense. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know the real estate. You got to know marketing. You got to know, accounting, taxes, and so forth. I mean, this is Sam Goldberg and Associates of Santa Fe. So they own it. They say current owners will train to assure a smooth transition. New owner will see a boom in business when the county courthouse across the corner is soon to open. Is that true, Barb?
Yeah, there's a big new building right across. It's actually already open. It's also right around the corner from the Cowgirl, but the Cowgirl's been getting dissed lately.
Is
It's
that
also across the street from the Zia Diner. Yeah, it's a good location. But they made the street one way, and that kind of affected their business.
I mean,
It used to be a,
it
two-way.
used to be by and now it's straight.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's not so far from the truth, because it used to be like a really lenient place where you could, and then the girls were kind of uptight, and that kind of wrecked the business.
Well, the courthouse will probably be uptight during the day, and then when they get off, they're going to have oh, wow.
Eating coffee. We'll come over there at lunchtime for their.
Don't forget, you're gonna have to pay all the inspectors and the garbage,
Yeah, everything, sure, you gotta know it's online business.
garbage mopping.
So you need full disclosure, and that takes real, I mean, if there's
It's
competition.
gonna be like a co-op, we won't have to pay our staff, think of the bright side.
It is a co-op?
No, I know if we do the Cure Cafe idea, like a lot of expenses that cafes usually have, we won't have. And we'll do events there. They used to do, there's a room to do events at the Aztec.
There is a room there, or are rooms? See, that's important to have. Now they do have a website, so I could look at that.
It's bigger than the place we have now.
I'm sure, yeah, I can tell from the picture of people in line. Now what I'm gonna do here is, go to my email and I can forward it. Send it.
Do a
Sometimes
Kickstarter. Sarasota would be fun too, though. It's nice and warm.
Fucking A.
it's different. Every place you talk.
I like Sarasota.
Yeah, but Santa Fe is.
Santa Fe would be fun. People would come in for cures more.
It's a different animal. You know, each you got to know what it is. Sarasota has its other thing.
If we had a big sign hanging in front of the cafe, the Aztec, because they have one of those big things where the sign hangs out over the street almost, over the sidewalk. If it said Cure Cafe, that'd be really fun.
Look, the fact is, we're going to end our meeting in a moment.
Okay.
The fact is, we like curing people and seeing people cure things. And this is a way that we can have what we want. What I see of Barb, what I see of you, is that you are the happiest when you are standing in front of somebody who's curing something and directing them on how to do it. That's what you like to do. That's what I like to do. I call people in the evening when I'm having dinner and I help them cure things and I get off the phone and I feel wonderful. And the only problem that I have is I sort of get sucked into wanting them to follow through and do it and for it to continue working for them. And so I get kind of a letdown and I have to just cure that. That's something that I have to just cure, and then I'll have everything I want. And so this is a good thing for us to think about, because you know what I hear in the best business consultants who talk about this stuff, and what they're saying to people like in business school, like young people, they're saying, do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Go. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Get out of it. Go away. Walk away from it. You know, like your father is offering you a partnership in his business, but you're not interested in running a couch factory. You know, so tell him to find a manager and follow your dream. You know, if you want to open a business in Thailand, so fly to Thailand and open a business, whatever. Do what you want. Do what you're passionate about, because that's the way to win in business. That's the way Gates and Jobs and all these people won. They did what they loved. You know what you feel about Cure, Barb? I was listening to somebody who was talking to Steve Jobs, and you know, the thing about Jobs was that what he loved having a product that people got something really great from.
Yeah.
He loved feeling like he designed or developed or put that thing on the market and people loved it and they were getting something from it. It meant something to him. It mattered to him. It's just like when you watch somebody cure something and feel better, and I watch you and you feel great. You know, in these cure shows you do, like when we do the video thing, and you're always so happy.
I know. I feel like there's so much logistics now. I mean, there's all this stuff. I look around, there are all these things to do. And
I know.
Just to procure a meal takes a long time.
When you run a business, because believe me,
That's why it has to be a Cure Cafe with assistance.
Like Nancy's was a great setup.
You have to have an assistance program from day one. And start on day, and hopefully get yourself your first assistant on day one. Because the reason that we look at somebody like Rhea Swift, you know, she does these workshops in her house, And
Yeah.
what do you think? She gets up early in the morning and she makes coffee and she sets up chairs. She does all the things herself that we used to walk in and do our course.
Yeah.
The logistics team did everything.
I know. We were spoiled. I know. The meals were there.
So
everything was
you
there.
have
Now it's
to-
like I spend most of my 80% of the day doing that kind of stuff.
How do you feel about managing assistants?
I enjoy it. I think it's fun. I mean, I'd love to train people.
Then you can have a cure cafe. Because cure cafes are based on attracting, organizing, and managing volunteer assistants.
Yeah.
And so there's one other thing. Greg, I wanted to ask you, did you get the insurance?
I have not gotten insurance. I did contact the guy, and he's going to call me back. I got to get the sort of the prices on various companies for 100,000, 200, 400, 500. And as I said before,
That's the other thing is insurance for the business.
one thing I learned was if you apply for like 500,000 and then you decide to go for 100 or 200,000, you get a better rate than if you originally apply for 100 or 200 and then try to, it's just like they see that you're serious and they lock you in at a better rate, and then you lower the amount. Anyway, so the guy's supposed to get back to me. His name is Michael
Do you know Obamacare?
Halid with Wells Fargo. There's his number up there.
Have you read that book, Great by Choice?
Me? I've read some of it, as I've said. I have a hard time reading anything for very long.
Do you have an audio?
And I have a hard time listening to anything for a long time. It's like I put it on, but I don't just sit around listening to stuff.
Could you?
But I'll get the book. It's easy for me to skim the book.
I'll tell you what,
Just
Greg.
to wait for a person to read
No,
it.
don't skim it. What you need to do is the speaker you bought me,
Yeah.
and you bought one for yourself. Yeah, that's right. I guess you probably noticed that speaker makes everything really loud.
It makes it louder, yeah. Yeah.
I took it in my car and listened to an hour of Malcolm Gladwell talk in my car with it.
Yeah, right, when you're driving, yeah. Well, that's something, yeah.
Get Great by, get
I will
the
do that,
audio.
yeah. The most I ever drive is like half an hour at most.
Well, but the book is only 8 hours long.
Yeah.
So in 16 half-hour drives,
Yeah.
you've listened
8
to
days.
the book. Or
8 days. I could drive half hour and then half hour back.
you're 8 days away from having heard the book.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna get it again right now. Go to
get
library.
the audio, get it on your smartphone, and listen to it. You really need to know what's in it. And I know that you won't get everything or even most of it on the first listening. And Franny, do the same thing. Listen to the book, okay?
Okay.
I want you to hear it. You won't get everything on the first listening, but you will get it eventually.
Can
And
you tell me again what it is? I couldn't hear before.
it's called Great by Choice.
Oh, I was reading the one in the bathroom.
Jim Collins.
Yeah, that's another Jim Collins book. It's not Great by Choice that you were reading.
Oh, was that? What was that?
Anyway, all right, so this is good for this meeting. And thank you all for this. Thank you for doing this with me.
Thank you too. I hope.
I hope, we all hope.
It's really
It was
fun, Barb.
great being with you.
I'll go
Barb,
back to work now.
I was saying, Barb, you really come to like, not only do you like talking to people about curing things, but of course you love coffee, but you love hanging out with people, and you love, like you like really.
I like
playing with
making money, Greg. That's all.
Like
That's
making money. That's the
making
main
money.
thing.
Like, I don't care how small it is, but if I walk out with cash, I feel better than when I don't.
Yeah, but along
Let's-
with making money, you like hanging out with people, like hanging out with us. If we were all sitting around the cafe, we would have like every
That's true.
person would come in, we'd sit there for a while listening and say, "Oh God, I want to do that too."
Yeah, but actually, I like sitting there by myself.
Yeah.
playing
We had to make more than $100,000 a month to break even in our center in New York.
Right.
It takes a lot.
I
I
know.
like it when they walk in and they give me money and I give them
Right.
stuff and they're happy and they go away and I can go back.
Just to get
Like
your
on
money and
Skype.
go off and live your life.
Yeah,
But
and then they listen to I turn up the radio and I play on Skype and then somebody else comes in and they give
all
me-
your other skills that you don't
Let's
really
link
wanna
our
have to use
etheric
all the time.
bodies, everybody. This is it.
I like getting paid.
Ta
Let's get back
ta.
to our
I'll do
higher
almost